everybody, and welcome to Tales from the Fog. I'm your host, Casey, and with me, as always, is your number 2 seeded national ninja, Veronica.
Wow, that was a nice intro.
I guess I should say in the female pro division.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of divisions.
There are many divisions. There are also many regions.
But Southwest is California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona.
Mm-hmm. You make it sound really big.
It is, kind of.
Well, okay. So, I recently joined a regional ninja league competition where it's a lot like Ninja Warrior, but scaled down for the beginner to intermediate level athletes. And we had a competition on Saturday. It was the second competition of the 5-week series. And the first week, they had one female competitor in the Pro League, and Pro League sounds fancy, but really it means you're between the ages of 18 and 39. And then the next Elite League is 40 and up. So there was one lady, and she did great. And that lady did not show up last week, and I was the only lady there, which means that out of the whole Southwest region, which, mind you, is one location, one gym.
So yeah, while it is considered all those states, there's only one gym that they do the things at. So if you were in any of those states, you have to go to this gym to compete.
Yeah, and because it's regional, most of the women in our area are at the National Ninja League level. They're very, attuned to this. They've been training. They've got experience.
Yeah, they're
in a different league.
Rec league.
Yeah, so rec league is baby beginners. And I guess I'm the only baby beginner who cared to sign up for this comp because I was the only girl who showed up. But all of that being the case, in the Southwest region for whatever rec league that we're in.
The National Ninja League.
Regional. Yeah. I think it's regional.
Regional league, yeah.
I am currently seated in second place.
And the top 3 do what?
The top 3 in each age group and each gender within that age group get to go to National Ninja League finals.
Yep.
Which means that if one other woman or no other women come in the next 3 comps, I will be going to National Ninja League finals.
Yeah, competing with all the American Ninja Warriors.
With some of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
So it's unusual, and it's an odd turn of events. And in a competition like that, I would have no chance. But the opportunity is to meet everybody. And, this league is very brand new, but there are other leagues that, like the Northwest region and North Central region, have 5 women who completed all 10 obstacles?
Yeah,
on day 1.
A lot bigger groups.
Very competitive.
It's very weird how in the Southwest, where everybody is very fit and healthy and into this kind of stuff, like the ninja leagues are so small.
But it served the newbie well.
Yeah.
Because they know that they could always step down. And somebody that we were speaking to at the gym was actually saying that some of them will go into the regional league just to get the practice. And, if they didn't qualify for nationals last year, they become eligible to go to nationals by placing top 3 in regionals this year.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of strategy. But for me, all I want to do is learn the sport, meet the people, and get strong and have fun. And I'm doing all of those things. And by this weird fluke, I may end up going to a National Ninja League competition, immediately getting eliminated, let's be real. But the point is I get to go. Possibly get to go. And that is pretty fun.
That is pretty awesome.
A bizarre turn of events.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of things in play right now that I'm hoping to get better. And Casey, you're hoping to get better also. So, there are ways to build your own training. It's like a training board. It's, a little bit of campus board, a little bit of rock climbing handholds, a little bit of cliffhanger obstacles. There's ways that you can hook it up to just one of those typical pull-up bars that goes over the door hinge right there. So there's ways to train in your home. Also, I found out, I was super excited about this. there's the pull-up bar, the thing that you can do, like the leg raises on one side, you can do pull-ups on the other side, and it's this freestanding thing that I do see a lot in our apartment complex, like collecting dust and cats. But I thought they were thousands of dollars for this machine, and you can get one at Walmart for $100.
Yep.
So that might be my next big purchase, because we have a pretty good patio.
Yeah,
but
we do.
we can't bolt anything into the walls or anything here. But we can do a lot of fun stuff on a piece of equipment like that and keep it outside.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about leveling up our home gym here. So we've got our home gym, we've got our home recording studio, and yeah, that's it. And the zoo that we currently house. So yeah, we're definitely building our little local, this keeps us happy and sane and productive little atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Very great.
Yeah. So, Casey, you actually did really well this weekend, even though you had no intention at all of even running or racing or competing.
I showed up as a spectator, but we showed up early because you never, like Southern California, you never know the traffic and that sort of stuff. So, and I didn't bring any of my stuff, so I basically had like Converse on, like the Walmart equivalent of Converse, actually. So they're even worse. And it's not a lot of fun. They let us have free reign of the gym while they were setting up the obstacles, and we just ran around in an empty gym having fun.
They were so sweet. They didn't have to let us in. They didn't have to welcome us into their space. When we got there about an hour early, maybe even a little earlier than that. But like you said, we didn't know how long it was going to take. We had Xander, and we didn't, I was anticipating him just sitting in a corner for 4 hours looking at his phone and not doing anything, because I didn't think they would let him play on the stuff.
Yeah.
But they were so sweet, and they let all of us just run around and warm up and play on the obstacles and just, have fun. And Xander, for the very first time ever, got to play on an actual Ninja Warrior course. He didn't go from obstacle to obstacle like we did in the comp, but he got to experience the different obstacles on their own.
Yeah.
And he did pretty great.
Yeah, I think he would have done, if you would have entered the little kid competition, I think he would have nailed it.
By the end of the day, he was motivated to do the comp.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he does, between now and then. It's every 2 weeks, the competitions are. So we shall see. But he did the 10-foot warp wall. I didn't get to see it, so this little sneaky butt, he's running up and down, just kind of half-heartedly, just running and playing and sliding down the warp wall and having a good old time. I go into the restroom, 2 seconds I'm in there, and I hear stomp, 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 stomp. Oh! And I come running out of the restroom. What happened? And Xander's at the top of the warp wall. And I was like, what? The one time I'm not looking, and homeboy just cruises right up the wall.
And I wasn't recording either because he wasn't actually really trying to make it to the top at all. So I was like, oh, whatever. And then all of a sudden he's just like, boom, like nothing. Like he just goes.
Jeez. And he didn't do it after that either.
Nope.
That was it.
That was the one time.
That was the magic. And Mom didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
But I know it happened, and he was super proud of himself, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he did great. He did great on the, there was a swinging trapeze that linked into a couple of rings.
Yep, and he was able to fly through those.
He did well. He learned that loading the swing thing pretty quickly.
Yep.
It seems like an intuitive motion. I have a hard time believing that others don't do that. I watched a lot of ninja videos. Oh my God. So Friday, I was at work, and I did work. I did my job. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I also was watching a whole lot of National Ninja League competition videos. And they, the same themes kind of come up over and over again. And this thing of loading the swing was a really big thing. And I'm like, to me, that seems like the first thing that you do, to the point where I might be overloading my swings when I do it.
I do too.
Because I'm so excited about swinging to the next thing.
But it almost helps you because when you grab the next ring, you have so much more backwards motion. You don't
have a lot of time
as much, and it's a lot smoother.
You have a lot of time to make sure you've gripped that next part of the obstacle, that it's in the right place, that now you're able, because you've locked that in, you can start looking at the next connection you need to make. Like, it gets kind of technical. But really, you're just a little kid playing on the monkey bars. And as someone on Facebook, they're like, oh, you're like playing the floor is lava. I'm like, oh my God, we are playing The Floor is Lava.
Don't touch the floor.
Don't touch the floor. It was an incredible weekend.
It was.
So fun, so motivating. So I didn't do great. I mean, really. It was my very first comp ever. I'm a very bottom, like lower body focused trainer because of sliding and stunt work. So this gripping onto things and using my upper body for things is a very new and challenging experience, but I'm all for it. Yeah. And apparently the rock climbing that we do and the bouldering lends itself a lot to the sport. So I'm confident that if we just keep doing what we're doing, both of us are going to get a lot better in time.
Hope so.
Yeah. That was neat. So next time, bring your shoes.
Yeah, probably.
And, sign up for a comp. Why not? The place that we went to was M Lab in San Dimas.
Yes, Motion Lab Ninja Training Grounds. And it's the only ninja training facility really in Southern California that's just a gym that you can walk in and pay some money to go to open gym in.
It's a dedicated ninja gym, which is the difference. Yeah. There are other gyms that have warp walls, salmon ladders, trampolines for aerial awareness, but this place was opened from the very beginning to be dedicated to Ninja Warrior only.
And it's an official American Ninja Warrior gym. It's like one of the ones that I don't know, they don't sponsor it, but it's one that they approve or get the seal of approval from American Ninja Warrior.
Yep, you have to be I don't know if it is officially certified, but you do have to be approved to have the National Ninja League and the Regional Ninja League competitions at your facility.
Yeah.
So you have to meet certain expectations. And originally, there's an M Lab in Ohio.
I think that was the first one. Yeah.
And they contacted a gentleman out here who had built a beautiful course in his backyard. It was 323 Ninja training or something like that, which we had considered going to often, but it was kind of far away. But they reached out to him and said, would you open an M Lab in LA? And he accepted. So he's basically taken his idea of everything in his backyard and just put it into this warehouse, and it has grown into something fabulous.
Yeah.
It's a great location. So if you're interested in learning anything ninja or just looking at some cross training or trying to get strong, I highly recommend M Lab in San Dimas.
Me too. It was a lot of fun. People there are super cool. They do really good with private lessons, like one-on-one lessons. They do group classes, all that kind of stuff. So
very welcoming, very friendly, very experienced. Faces you will recognize.
All of them are. Some of them have been on the show, American Ninja Warrior, but all of them have done competitions on national size. So
yeah, very experienced, many years worth. And if you watch Ninja versus Ninja, you would recognize a couple of faces that are on Team Lab Rats.
Yeah,
are working out of that facility. So it's neat. It kind of brings the showbiz aspect of the ninjas you see on TV, brings it into real life a little bit. Like, these are real people doing what they love and what they're good at and sharing it with other people.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about some Halloween news finally?
I always want to talk Halloween news.
All right. So, let's start off with ScareLA, huh?
ScareLA, you say?
Yes, ScareLA. They have announced their dates, and tickets are also on sale, but their dates are interesting because they are moving to August 25th and 26th. So they're no longer in July. They're pushing out almost a full month and a half from their old dates.
Do you think that was a strategic play as far as neighboring conventions? Or do you think that it was just a scheduling issue with the facility?
I don't know. It's interesting. I'm kind of glad for it because the back-to-back is just absolutely draining.
Agreed.
So having a few weeks in between, and that'll also give the Decade Brigade some time to tweak things they need to tweak for the shows if they need to. So that'd be kind of cool, having that extra time. I kind of put the kibosh on us doing anything with the OC Fair because we were going to do that in August, but since this is right smack dab when we would have been performing at the OC Fair, I don't think that's going to happen.
Unless we did it the weekend before, but that would be a lot going on.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Another thing that they announced is an all-new, fully immersive show. So what do you think that means?
Ew, they're going to try to touch people? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what that means at all.
Me either.
Probably maybe along the lines of Murder Co., where it's like an experience that you have to participate in, and I don't know.
That's
what
odd
you
for
do.
like a show floor. I mean, because they've always done like
yeah.
that zombie tag thing.
Oh yeah, that's immersive, right?
Yeah, but I don't know what it. I don't know what they're aiming at with the all new fully immersive show.
I don't know. I'm not going to go over there anyway.
Yeah.
I never go.
Like I said, tickets are on sale, and you can use the code PRESCARE18 and you can get 50% off tickets currently.
That's a big discount.
Yeah, so PRESCARE18, 50% off tickets. On my notes it has the P capitalized. I don't know if that matters or not, so try both and see if it hits. If you want to go to ScareLA.
Neat. Are there any performances or attendees or anything scheduled thus far?
They have not announced anything as far as that goes. They still have all their 2017 exhibitors and events and immersive things up. So they haven't actually started. I checked their Facebook, and this is all the stuff that they've announced, really. So,
okay. But at least they've
like a big announcement of something.
Yeah. Technically, I guess so are we.
Yeah, it's hard to spend money on something, when you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You don't know what the value is. So it's like, how much do I want to spend if I don't know what I'm going to get in return?
Especially coming out of last year. I know that it was their first year at this location and their first year in a lot of ways, but coming out of the experience that a lot of folks had last year,
yeah,
I think that they may require a little bit more front-loaded attention to get more people to return and buy that whole weekend pass.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things last year, it was you can handle it all in less than a day. People with 2-day passes didn't even bother coming back on day 2.
Yeah.
And as a business, you really don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
so,
and then also I think they need to focus on Halloween and horror. They had a lot of stuff last year. They had a class on how to build Wonder Woman gauntlets, which I'm all for. Wonder Woman's awesome and stuff, but does it really belong at a Halloween convention? That's more of a Comic-Con, WonderCon type of class.
Agreed.
So why? And they had a lot of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So, that was borderline of the culture.
It is costuming, and you could maybe take those techniques towards a Halloween costume, but
you could sell it more if you took those very techniques and learned how to make a zombie prosthetic, or some piece that you could wear. I mean, if you're molding foam or doing whatever you're doing, there are so many things that are directly applicable to the haunted attraction industry.
Yeah. That
you can market it better if it made more sense within that demographic.
Exactly.
Within that culture.
Yeah. So, I hope they focus on Halloween and horror and not so much pop culture, because that's kind of where it was leaning last year. It was turning more into WonderCon with a slight horror overlay.
But isn't that what was the one that just happened not too long ago? Not Frankenfest.
Monsterpalooza?
Monsterpalooza.
Yeah, that's definitely pop culture, and it's more horror movie based. So there's a lot of cool art and stuff based on horror movies. But yeah.
I mean, if that was a choice to try to get more people to come in that aren't typically into this kind of stuff, then maybe there would be a more seamless way to do that, instead of just making it about we sell clothes and cute fascinators and things like that, but there wasn't a lot of content as far as maybe effects creation, makeup, costuming. For one, I have a beef with this. There's a shortage of wardrobe things, workshops, things like that I have seen, which honestly may not be very much. Even though I go to these conventions, I'm usually pretty damn busy. But I would notice something like that because I'm super into costuming. I don't see a lot of that kind of thing. And it would be fun if anyone's out there listening, even if you have control over these things, to put something out there where someone can walk away with a full costume that's not a zombie costume. We can
Yeah.
all make zombie costumes. I mean, come on. Something a little bit more, I don't want to say advanced, but maybe unique.
Suit of armor from Haunted Mansion.
Ooh. Foam sculpting, layering, gluing
That'd be a lot
things
of,
like
that'd be expensive.
foam
project,
laminate.
though.
Yeah, it would. Possibly something like that. But it'd be borderline fabricating.
Yeah.
I'd go.
It would be cool if they did something like that, but over the whole weekend. So let's say because that kind of stuff has to cure, right? So maybe you do the molds and stuff on day 1, and then day 2 you actually pull your molds and paint and everything.
Oh,
So it's
that
like
would
a
be
whole
great.
process.
What if you can get Frank Ippolito to come in and do like a molding?
He is the king of molds.
Oh.
He does all the molds for Immortal Masks.
Yes, he does.
So if you like Immortal Masks, he's the guy that builds the molds for him.
And Immortal Masks is usually a really big booth at one of those
Yeah.
conventions.
And it's interesting. I don't think I've seen Frank at Midsummer, but
No,
it's kind of a hike for him, and he just expanded his business. So
he's a busy boy.
yeah. Let's see.
Speaking of Midsummer, though,
Yeah,
do we have
Midsummer
any more announcements or news?
We do. So this podcast is coming out on Monday, April 30th, which is also the last day of pre-sale tickets to get 40% off.
Ooh.
So if you want your tickets, you have to go right now. Like, you can pause the podcast, go buy your tickets, and then come
And
back.
then come back and let us know how it went.
Because I believe this is the last day of discounts. I don't know if they may have like little promo codes going out to people.
Yeah.
But as far as like on the website, I think this is the cutoff. So after the 40%, I think it's going to go to regular price.
Oof.
And that ends April 30th, Monday, which is, if you're listening to the podcast on the day it came out, it's today.
Today. Is there a time?
I don't think there's a time, so we'll say midnight. I don't know.
11:59.
Yeah.
Excellent.
They still have Gold Bat tickets available, which are the VIP front of the line passes. Those always sell out. They don't give the 40% discount on those. But if you want front of the line to workshops, panels, and all that stuff, there's still, I'm sure, very few left.
It's
if any,
very
at this
worth your
point.
while to spend that money
But
and
as
get
of
that
a-
extra thing.
Yeah, as of a couple of days ago when I checked the website, there were still some available.
That's impressive. And we just hit the 3-month mark
Yes.
until this event happens. 3 months away. Can you believe it already?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Midsummer Scream still. Let's see. They're still taking submissions for the Midsummer Scream Halloween Festival. So if you're an indie horror filmmaker and you want to get your movie screened at Midsummer Scream, you can submit your movie at midsummerscream.org. And it's hosted by Horror Buzz.
Oh, great.
And so the screening, and it'll be screened. There is a time limit. I think they said max 15-minute long horror shorts. And you can win a prize. So they're actually going to do like a legit film festival. And, they're going to give out prizes for the top films.
What a great idea.
Yeah. So, if you have a horror short or you can film one in a weekend, get it going and submit it, see if you can get approved.
Yeah. How fun.
With iPhones now, you can run out and do a cool movie.
Oh, yeah. If it's something you've been sitting on for a while, kind of humming and hawing, if you wanted to put it together, now may be the time to put it together
Yeah.
and get it seen by people who really care about this stuff.
Let's see. Last thing about Midsummer Scream. Now, this isn't announced on their website. However, the podcast themselves announced it. So, Bizarre States announced that they are going to be doing a live show at Midsummer Scream.
Oh, my God.
So, if you don't know what Bizarre States is, it is, I would say, an adult content, paranormal, UFO, cryptozoological,
Just weird.
weird ass podcast,
Yep.
hosted by Jessica Chobot and God, what's his co-post name? I just totally drew a blank. Crap.
I don't
Bowser.
Okay.
There we go. And he has his own YouTube thing where he plays like the Satanist guy. Super weird and funny. But they also have a Bizarre States TV show, which they do on some streaming service. I don't know what it is. But yeah. Oh, I think it's on Alpha. But yeah, they're going to be doing a panel / live recording at Midsummer Scream. So that's going to be one of the panels.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's really cool that something like this is happening. I mean, we kind of daydreamed about doing a Tales from the Fog, but we knew that, one, we were way too busy, and we would be too busy absorbing everything at the con to report to you guys and, to effectively have a podcast that was recorded at the venue. So the fact that they're coming in and sharing what they do with everybody who's there is really cool.
Well, and after the first year of Midsummer, Rick West asked me like what I would like to see, and the first thing I said was I wanted Bizarre States to do a podcast there.
Aww.
And it's taken 2 more years, but it's finally happening.
It happened.
So now hopefully it's just not scheduled during a Decade Brigade show.
Oh. Well, okay. Their podcasts last about an hour, right? Maybe a little longer?
Yeah, they're about an hour.
Decade Brigade show lasts a half hour-ish. So
set up, tear down.
Don't worry about that. If it's a Bizarre States thing and you really want to see it, you can excuse yourself for a minute and go check it out. And go say hi, and then come back, and someone else can cover you for that minute. We do need you for the show, though. You're kind of an important part.
I guess.
Like a really important part.
But yeah, I'm super excited for that. I'm like as excited for that as I was for the panel last year. God, what was that TV show?
The Twilight Zone?
No, the kids one.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Super good. And I didn't get to see it live, but at least I got to see the replay of it.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that we miss.
That's all I do. My whole Midsummer Scream experience is the Decade Brigade slider floor, maybe a little bit of the show floor, and then everything else I see the week after in YouTube.
In the same, I bet a lot of people take in Midsummer in that fashion. Because like Rick was saying, he experiences the event over the next 6 weeks after it's over.
Yep.
And then that's how he digests everything that happens. We do have to get him back.
I do
talk about that.
I do try to sneak into the mini haunts because that's hard to experience through YouTube. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
That's true. I'm really excited about that film festival.
Yeah,
I didn't know that
cool.
they were doing that until just now.
I don't think they've announced anybody that is screening anything, but...
Will Horror Buzz be the judges, or will there be guest judges?
I don't know.
Oh, can you imagine who could pop in there and guest judge? Woo. Okay, I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to see what comes out of that.
Yeah, and we're only 3 months out, which is insane. And tonight, since we're recording on Sunday, we're about to leave for the very first official rehearsal day for Midsummer Scream.
Yep, we're discussing. Music has been in the process for months, but we're looking at choreography. We're looking at wardrobe. We're looking at special effects. Like, you have no idea what is in store, and you are going to be floored by what the team pulls together this year. Like, every year, we do an amazing job, and we're super proud of ourselves, and people tell us that we're wonderful, which we super love. But, we do the best that we can, and what we think is the best that we can. And then the next year rolls around, and we're like, oh, crap, we got to jump over a bar that's set even higher.
Yeah.
Because every year you have to outshine what you did last year. And when that was your very best, like, holy crap, what do we do now? And it takes months of back and forth and meeting and discussions and, tempers flare and people get offended. But it's like being in the writer's room. I mean, that just happens.
Yeah.
Ideas get taken, ideas don't. Things that people think are amazing end up not piecing together. And, but at the end of it, this amazing thing is left. And now you got to go do it. And now we're at that point where we've figured out what amazing thing's going to happen. And now we have to figure out how to do it.
Yep.
And that starts tonight. And a good chunk of people are going to be there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
It's going to be a good
A
meeting.
few people that aren't there because they're doing overnights and knots right now.
Oh, those poor guys.
Yeah.
We saw the cutest shirt at Walmart. It's this little Snoopy, and it has like a vintage screen print on it. And it's little Snoopy sitting there. He's like, please don't make me do stuff. We wanted to get that for all the Decade Brigade members working build.
Yeah, I thought that'd be hilarious.
Those poor kids.
All right, moving on. More news. This is I don't even think you know about this yet. But do you like the movie Aliens?
Yes.
Do you like all the alien movies?
I would say yes.
Would you want to join the Colonial Marines?
Ooh. Can I watch them from afar?
No.
All right, yes.
Good. Because at the Block at Orange, or AKA the outlets at Orange now, I think is what they're calling it.
Oh, yeah.
Alien Descent VR opened.
Oh!
You can join an elite squad of the Colonial Marines sent to investigate a distress signal from a Wayland mining outpost. Just before losing contact, the facility reported some sort of infestation.
Oh!
It's up to you and your squad to contain the threat, quarantine any survivors, and get everyone off-world safely.
I'm so in!
Yeah. And you want to know something else that's cool about this?
What?
This is brand new technology, brand new VR technology.
What is it?
So higher density pixel VR goggles. So not quite, I believe it's called 2.5K. It's like not quite 4K, but it's not 1080p.
Okay.
And it's the first backpack-free roaming experience in Socal. So all you have is a headset and a gun.
Oh my goodness.
The gun and all your limbs are fully tracked in the environment. And you go in a squad of 4 people.
Cool.
And at some point you get split up into 2. I don't know exactly how that works, but at some point through the process, 2 end up going one way and 2 go another way, and I don't know what happens. So, yeah, it's at the Block at Orange, right near, they say they're across the way from the movie theater.
Okay. Where there used to be a Forever 21 15 years ago?
Yes, and the great thing about it is it's $22. So it's half the price of the Star Wars one.
The Star Wars one was pretty pricey.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much it was.
So it's cheaper. You don't have to carry around that, 10, 15-pound computer on your back. Mm-hmm. So everything's streaming. Like the video streams to your goggles somehow.
Wow.
Yeah. It sounds really cool. I can't wait to check it out.
So what was the resolution on the Star Wars one?
Those are 1080p.
Okay. And it was a little gritty.
Yeah.
It looked like the what is it called?
They say it's called like the screen door effect. Like you can kind of see the outline between the pixels a little bit.
No, there's a feature, it's like a 360-degree video that used to be at some Disney place. Do you remember? It's not the Cinedome, because that was a movie theater in Anaheim forever ago.
I don't know. I know what you're talking about. But they had the thing where like it would fly and you could just stand in the middle. And
like the horses would run by and they'd run by on either side. Oh, crap.
Circle vision.
Well done.
Yeah.
Good people probably yelling at us right now going, it's circle vision. Sorry. Anyway, it's kind of like that, but really gritty, like the screen door thing.
Yeah,
Is this going to be
It
smoother than
should
that?
be clear.
Okay.
From what I could dig up, their panels run at 90 hertz, which is really good for streaming. Mm-hmm. So basically 90 hertz means it's the flicker rate of how fast the screen refreshes.
So you see a new image 90 times every second that you're looking at it.
As opposed to the Star Wars goggles, which are off-the-shelf goggles. And depending on how they're running them, it could be anywhere between 60 and 90. Depending on how taxing certain scenes are.
What's the refresh rate on, like, the screen on your phone?
I think these are 90.
Okay. So smooth enough. I mean, you get a little bit of that shadowy...
They said, like, the minimum to keep from throwing up is 90. That's what they found out in VR, like, through research and stuff. Like, you should aim for 90 or higher. But right now, panels that they're getting, like the video screens that go inside them, they can only do so much with how much information and everything the computer has to run as well.
Right.
So they have panels that can do up to 120, but the computers you need to run them are like $5,000.
Ooh.
You know, so it's not, they haven't quite gotten the price point down to where you can have a really awesome VR experience. But most of the off-the-shelf stuff can hit 90. But it does something called, God, what do they call it? There's this thing where the software that you're running, like let's say you have an Oculus Rift, right? And you're playing a video game. And depending on what's going on the screen, let's say you're just walking through a field and nothing's really happening, that'll be 90. Now a bunch of AIs come in and you're in a big battle, they'll drop the frame rate in order to keep the animation in the video smooth and from juddering and seeing pixels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it automatically kind of adjusts back and forth based on what's going on to keep your computer from freezing.
So it's more about utilizing processing power.
Yeah.
But at the rate that things go, I mean, they exponentially get more powerful and smaller and cheaper.
Yeah.
It seems like the rate that it's going.
I would say by next year, there'll be a 120 hertz panel out that you could buy, like a headset.
So for this application, is it going to look a little on the cartoony side like the Star Wars one did?
I think all of them are currently because of how intensely processing that VR is. Because not only are you processing a 360-degree environment, right? Because everything's 360. So even though you're only looking in one direction, everything's still processing because you can turn your head at any second.
It needs to be ready.
But they're doing that twice because one's for each eye.
Oh.
So that 360 environment, let's say you're playing your favorite game, Diablo, right?
Yeah.
So that would be like my PS4 streaming that 4K image onto our TV, but then having another 4K TV next to it, and it's also trying to stream 4K to that TV as well.
Ooh.
At the same time. So it's a lot of power. Like this is only designed, like the PS4 is only designed to show you one image.
Right.
But you're trying to get two images at the highest quality possible and the highest quality and refresh rate. So it's very taxing on computers.
So it's just using the power that you have in the most efficient way possible.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see where that goes. I think it'll still be fun. The animation style of the Star Wars experience did not detract from the experience itself.
No.
It felt like a video game, which was fine. Like I wanted to play a video game. So it didn't seem odd. Like I wasn't offended that the wall looked like a cartoon wall.
Yeah, we're not at the point of like ultra realism for VR yet.
Not in that application, I believe. I think they're getting pretty close in different applications. But as far as video gaming, something that's that intense and that variable.
Well, yeah, because they have those, like the Google 360 videos that are just shot at 4K, and all they're doing is streaming the video, and they don't have to process any animation or, you know, AI characters and all that stuff on top of it. So
they're just capturing and sewing together all the different images.
And Google Earth has a VR thing now. So like if you go to like France and like click on the street of France, you can be in VR at the Eiffel Tower and it's like you're on the ground in France, which is pretty cool.
And they did that in Adam Savage's room.
Yeah,
in
you
his
can tour Adam
secret room.
Savage's workshop with all his props and stuff in VR.
That was really cool. I didn't do it in VR. I only did the 360 view.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a VR headset.
But you can do it in VR if you have a headset.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I think that's all the news we got. Is there anything else going on with you?
Not that I can actively remember. Just hanging out, working.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Midsummer. Can't wait for ScareLA. Can't wait for them to announce who's showing up.
So back to the Alien Descent VR experience.
Oh.
Like I said, it's $22 at the Block at Orange, or the outlets, however you want to call them. And you do need to reserve tickets because I assume it's timed, like there's they have time slot.
Yeah. Well, just like the other VR thing we did.
Yeah. But you can go to aliendescent.com to get your tickets and check out all the cool info about it.
Is there an age limit?
There is an age limit. I believe it was 12 years old.
Okay. So in line with typical...
It's going to be a little more of a horror experience.
Also, you're not really allowed to put a VR headset on a kid.
Well, 10, but...
Is it 10?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I think they're saying 12 because it's slightly more of a scary experience.
Is it like a PG-13
Yeah.
ish experience?
Yeah. I mean, you're going after xenomorphs, man. It's going to be scary.
Yeah.
I want one to, like, just get right up and grab you.
Oh, yeah.
Have a little mouth thing come out.
Oh, it's going to be so cool.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
Woo. Can't wait.
Maybe we should check it out next week.
Is it open already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it opened at the beginning of April.
All right.
Mid-April, like the 15th of April, I think it opened. So I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You can follow us on Facebook at Tales from the Fog. You can follow us on Instagram at Tales from the Fog. You can follow Veronica and all her ninja stuff at...
Twitter and Instagram, I'm on Veronica Voices. And if you want to stay up to date on the scoring for the Regional Ninja League, you can go to nationalninjaleague.com. And all of our results for every region are posted there the moment that they happen.
Yep. And if you want to go and learn some ninja stuff, Motion Lab, Ninja Training Grounds in San Dimas.
Mm-hmm. Great group of people.
Yep.
So much fun.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll see you in the fog.
Bye, guys.
Bye.